14th, 2020. Aho, bonjour. Noongum. Today, we'll talk a little bit about health and wellness here on the Health and Wellness program. We'll call in a special guest, uh, Miss Davis, Miss Marlene Davis, the communications keeper. Hi guys, I'll put the link up here. Join me live on this link, Marlene. Sending a message out to you live via social media. After all, we're the official news portal of the Treaty 2 territory. Me may siya ganun chicken, Miss Davis at https://app.blive.tv/628-441/guest. Me may siya bindigakan. Press on the link there and we'll have you appear on screen here with me. Now, so today on the Health and Wellness show, Health and Wellness program. You're watching the Health and Wellness program. We're going to have an interview with Miss Marlene Davis from Bacon Ridge. She's our communications keeper. She is the one who provides all the connecting of the dots. So once again, I want to welcome you to the Health and Wellness program this afternoon. Hello there. This afternoon, we're going to have an interview with Miss Marlene Davis, who is our communications keeper in the Treaty 2 territory, in the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory. Shigo Chigi Kitwampan. Nange, I saw, yeah, want to welcome you once again to the program. Thank you for such an incredible day of all this kind of stuff going on. Our trajectory, oh my goodness, we've just been working hard to bring broadcasts to you. Oh, wanted to share a little bit something here. What we've noticed so far is our lineup for for today is to have Marlene Davis on as our communications keeper, and then at 6 p.m. it's Anishina Bamawin. Coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, December the 15th at 8 a.m., Coffee with the Knowledge Keepers. Tentatively, we have Mrs. Mary Hool, who is a knowledge keeper, coming on the air too. But first, let's return back to our program and let's bring Miss Mary Davis, Miss Marlene Davis into the program. I noticed Marlene's just working on her Christmas tree at the moment, and we'll let her do just that. Marlene, your Christmas tree here in the Christmas of 2020. I want to welcome you to the program.
Thanks, Corey. Hello, everyone.
Hello there. I can see that you're in a festive mood, Marlene, and wow, way to go.
Getting there. It's different, but we're getting it done.
Uh-huh. How many hours did you put into that? Into your tree?
Well, you know what? The kids did most of it. We just kind of all pitched in, and here and there, probably a couple hours, I'd say.
Uh-huh. Well, nice. Marlene, you're probably at home too yourself, working from home just like the rest of us.
Yes.
How's that been working for you lately?
You know what? It's been different. It's been a little bit challenging for me because I'm a people person. I like to be at the office around people, and I'm adjusting. We started for a little bit, and we were able to go back to work for a little while, and then just again about 3 weeks ago, we were told that it's safest to stay at home and try and get as much done as we can. And we're doing everything on team chat, Zoom, and lots of emailing and texting and stuff. But the communication is still there. It's just I miss that in person communication.
Kainin, so yeah, I miss it very much. Marlene, where do we want to begin with our update, our first interview together? Communications. Now that we have communications up and running and on board, and we brought it to this level, uh, where exactly are we at now in terms of the broadcasting programming we're doing, and what's working? What can we offer to our audience out there in Treaty Two territory?
Well, over the course of the last little while, we had to come up with a tool to be able to reach our membership and our nations, with a lot of what's going on, our nation development. One of our circles, we it's imperative that we have the membership, our members, our people back home in our nations. It's important that their input is received, and that they're getting the information they need from us as well. We're developing our constitutions, and um, that all comes from, we need their voices, we need their input. And we've been struggling with that because of the fact that we can't get out to our nations to visit, to do video recordings, to talk to our knowledge keepers, our elders, our constitution development committees. Our hands were tied for a little bit, and we thought, what, we need to get this we need to keep this process moving. And how can we continue that, seeing as we have to stay at home, stay at the office. So we came up with the idea to create Moccasin Trail News Live. Moccasin Trail News has been around for a while, but it was always a newspaper print, and we were delivering it to each nation, dropping it off for our membership to read. But that all changed, as so did a lot of other things with the pandemic. So we figured, what, let's go online. Most people have access to internet, and if they don't have it at home, we're hoping they can access it through one of their schools, or maybe the health office, the band office in their nation. So we came up with the idea to have this news portal in order to deliver these important, the important messages, to keep that communication going with our keepers and our helpers. Um, and so far, it's been working. Of course, we wanna grow the number of people we have participating in Moccasin Trail News Live, and we'll work on that. But and we need some of our the audience. We need their help to share our videos, to share your newscasts. And when you have your guests on, we need that shared to help create that momentum and keep things moving so that we can reach more people. But in terms of what's working, it's just how it is nowadays. I guess we're just able to share the information that we have. We're able to come on here and share what we need to, and hopefully get information back, whether that be by emails, by surveys, phone calls. For instance, like this week, we have a few guests lined up. I just had confirmed Elder Mrs. Mary Hole here in Ebb and Flow First Nation. I'm gonna set her up with an iPad tomorrow morning. She's gonna be our guest when we have coffee with the Knowledge Keepers. Elder Mary Hole's gonna join us. I'm gonna deliver her daughter an iPad, and she's gonna set her up there so she can join us, and so we can still get those important teachings and learn from our elders, from our knowledge keepers. And that's important for her too. She's been involved with Treaty 2 since its inception. And that connection is important, not just with our members, but with our youth, and with other knowledge keepers. So that's just an example of how we things have changed a little bit, and we're accommodating as best we can those who are involved with us, that we need to help guide us. So that's an example of one of our. She'll be having coffee with you tomorrow morning, Mom.
Oh, wow,
And then,
Nichagan. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for setting it up for us. So
Yes.
that's interview confirmed with Mrs. Mary Hool. That's tomorrow here on the Coffee with the Knowledge Keepers. Nah.
Mhm. Yes, we've also been talking to Elder Louis Malcolm. He's a former chief here in our First Nation. He's going to join us as a guest one day this week. Also, we're talking with West Region Tribal Health um, in terms of mental health. They're going to get back to us, and we're going to have a guest from their department. So yeah, we're just trying to keep everyone connected, collaborate with other organizations, and
I wanted to share something with you, something ever since we started working together.
uh
I've
huh.
worked in some of the same places you've worked. We have
Yes.
that in common, and it's a pleasure to meet you in a professional capacity. Bonjour, here's a high five.
Bonjour.
Uh, we're back together again, working together again.
Mhm.
Our paths cross so many times.
Yes.
Marlene, we've worked in this area. What I wanted to share was this, and I'm so proud to share this today. You know, the newspaper, Our Voice, Our Time, Mugs and Trail News, as a newspaper, it comes out once a month on Ishna.
Mm-hmm.
And today, when I was looking at how many scheduled streams we've done in the last, we're at in our fifth week as a project. This is the beginning of our fifth week. We've recorded literally we're over 100 segments already. So we've in the time that it takes for a newspaper to come out, we've already put out at least 136 segments in between.
Oh,
So we're
yeah.
like for every month that a paper comes out, we put out approximately 136 uh, episodes or
Yes.
newspapers or updates or
Wow.
interviews. Kichige una.
Yeah. I never even really did the math. I knew it was climbing up there because
Uh-huh.
you're live 3, sometimes 4 times a day. So I knew
Uh,
it was.
you know what's really working too, Marlene, and I'm so glad that the team and everyone caught on to that statement that was made by that elder, whichever elder that was. Uh, Someone suggested we go so early in the morning, like 8 in the morning, because that's the high. That's the high point of the start of the day. That's where
Yeah.
everyone starts is early. Like 10 o'clock is already kind of aja. That's the first coffee break, but
Yeah.
it,
We want to get them on their first call. We want to have their first coffee with them.
That was an awesome suggestion. The guy thank whoever decided to do that to move it to 8 a.m. because
Mm-hmm.
it's an incredible it's a game changer.
Well, yeah, well, at least, and people can sit down and enjoy coffee or their breakfast or whatever, and sit with us because, and then they head out the door and get on their way or whatever. But yeah, 10 o'clock was a little bit of a different time, so I'm glad that we changed it.
Nanga, and you
Mm-hmm.
just finished saying that there's an interview. Aja, it's confirmed tomorrow morning with Mrs. Mary Hool. Nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gonna come and have coffee. One of our knowledge keepers. A couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity, Bo Krabakovich and Karen Kijik, Raymond Musso, and I, we had the opportunity to meet with her. Not, we couldn't get too close, 6 feet apart, but we met with her and her daughter Olga at Eagle Island here in Ebb and Flow First Nation, and she did a jingle a jingle dress healing dance for our nations. It's when COVID first hit one of our nations, I believe, Dauphin River, and Lake Manitoba had a case, so she came out with Dina Musso. They're both jingle dress jingle dress dancers. They came out and did a healing dance, and it was quite a warm day. It was a very beautiful day out there by the lake, and I'm glad we get to connect with her again tomorrow.
Oh wow! I
Mhm.
say, give us a minute na. They're making use of their gifts
Oh
to
yes, for sure. Yep.
help the collective.
Yeah, yeah, none
All
better.
right, Marlene, we're on the Be Live network, and we're broadcasting live. We're live streaming on two platforms on Facebook and YouTube. How is that working out for us? What are the numbers saying?
You know what? It's looking it's growing, and like I said, we're gonna need our audience. We're gonna be hosting some contests. We have some swag coming, MTN Live, like shirts and hoodies. We're gonna be giving away. We want to help grow our audience, and that's we'll be hosting some fun contests. We have a prize we're gonna be announcing probably tomorrow. I'm still putting it together, but it's I don't want to give it away what we're going to be including in that prize, but we're really hoping that we'll have more people join us, you know, whether it's for coffee or over lunch during our circle talks or 3 o'clock for our health and wellness. We're going to grow, and you're only going to get busier and jogging.
I am busy. I'm already busy.
I know.
But you know what? Chicken daawat we. It's an honor to be a part of this miso recapturing, revitalizing, reigniting, rebuilding or recapturing sa inonda that
Mhm.
sort of terminology, because what we're doing is we're untangling a lot of the stuff that happened where all this we could talk about that, but what the point here is this: we're here now. We have technology, and we're putting it to good use. And
Mhm.
boy, we got some good things lined up. I really like it. The first time Treaty Two got my attention personally, even though I was with Treaty Two since March, was when they started having concerts.
Oh
I
yeah.
like I like those things. I like watching those ones. I just feel like I'm just a part of it. And I remember Ray Musso put on a few of those now. And is
Yeah.
there another one coming up soon? Is that what we're talking about? One of
Yes, well
those?
that's another, you know, another one of our I guess our engagements we're planning. Ray is really good in that area. He has a lot of connections. He's a musician himself.
Uh-huh.
So
The Masu brothers.
Masu brothers, yes, Gary and his brother Ray. So we want to continue to bring. You know, people can't go. We can't go out right now to different venues where there's, you know, there's a lot of Christmas gatherings have been canceled. Even, you know, our little ones in the schools, Christmas concerts have been canceled, and it's still important that you know, that artists can showcase their talent, and a lot of our, you know, especially a lot of our elders, they enjoy sitting at home watching
Uh-huh.
that kind of stuff. So we're going to continue to um, bring those live entertainment features, and we'll have it right here on MTN Live.
Ah, well
Yeah.
done. Well done.
Mhm.
Looking ahead to Christmas, let's talk about Christmas here. I know that a lot of organizations are contemplating how much holiday to take, and what constitutes a holiday, and how much time are we going to take for ourselves.
Mhm.
Us here at the Treaty Two territory, First Nations in Treaty Two territory, our government. What are the plans going forward? Are we going to cycle right through, or are we going to how is that going to play out for us? Are we going to, because we're at home? I mean, the only thing that's going to change is the day of the week.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Our government office will be like we're open until this Friday, and then we're going to be closed until January 1st, I believe.
Uh-huh.
But you know, a lot of us will still be at home. You know, just because the doors are locked at our building doesn't mean the work stops. A lot of us will still be working at home, and
Hmm.
we're going to do our best to try and keep the show as in our regular time slots, at least for the most of, you know, for most of it. We want to give, you know, of course we want to give you some time off to spend with your family, your loved ones, but we want to keep engaged with our nations. We don't want to lose that momentum. We don't want to lose that connection over the holidays. And you know what, it's important because we have some members in our nations who they're alone, right? Like they live by themselves, and especially during these unprecedented times. Like for instance, here in our home, like we live in Bacon Ridge, just outside of Ebb and Flow. We usually have a house full at Christmas, maybe 10, 15 of us, my brother, sister, their kids. And it won't be like that this year. It'll just be me and my mom and my daughter. And I actually just saw my brother. I was in Winnipeg for some medication on the weekend, and I drove by my brother's house, and they stood at the step, and we yelled at each other and waved at each other. And it's weird because I wish to go and give him a hug, give my nephew a hug, but I couldn't. And that was kind of our probably the closest we'll get to a Merry Christmas. But there'll be other times. We're gonna get through this, and that's why it's important. We want to stay in contact. We want to keep that communication going with our members in our nations, because like I said, some people do live alone. Some families are going to be at home, just a few of them. Some of our nations have lost members, and we want to keep those spirits. We want to keep those spirits as healthy as possible. So we'll keep in touch with everyone. We'll keep going live for maybe not every show, but most of our shows.
Okay, and Marlene,
Mhm.
I got to make an apology to you and our viewers out here. I didn't look up the COVID numbers while just before the program. I'm not sure if we should put it in here today. We had such a good conversation all afternoon.
Are we running out of time?
No, it's just that Marlene, me, yes, so COVID update,
Uh-huh.
December 14.
Okay, well, I can share it if you want me to. I have it right here in front of me.
Amsa, share it please for us.
Yes. Okay. What they announced today was there was an additional 241 cases announced today, bringing the total number of lab confirmed cases to 21,264. Um, 10 new cases in the Interlake region, 23 in the northern region, 12 cases Prairie Mountain Health. I guess that's our area here in Treaty 2. 38 cases in the Southern Health and 158 cases in the Winnipeg Health region. There are 303 people in the hospital right now, 39 in intensive care. So, the number went down a little bit, but not very much.
What are your thoughts on that, light and polite?
Well, you know what? There was an additional 9 deaths, and that's still too many. For a few days there, it was 16, 17, 18, 19, and it was climbing, and I guess I'm a little bit relieved to know it's going down a little bit. But like anyone else, I fear for our elderly people, for those who are chronically ill. There's lots of diabetes in our nations. Um, so it's scary, but at the same time, I'm hopeful that things are going to start to get better. That vaccine is coming out. I think the first shipment of it arrived. I saw there was a healthcare worker in Ontario getting it. First shipment arrived in Manitoba. So, and then you know what? I'm very confident in what we're the information and the knowledge that's given to us by our own elders. Drinking cedar tea and just taking, when we have Karen Kijik on health and wellness, she always talks about getting out there, breathing in fresh air, connecting with the land, and all those uh, all those tips that are shared with us. I think all of those play a big important part in our mental and physical health, keeping ourselves healthy, keeping our kids healthy.
And eating
Um,
healthy and eating
yes,
healthy. That's where I cue in. That's my
mm,
cue, Marlene.
yes, yeah. Well, you know
I
what? It's
I
important, and we all have to do it, and it's especially hard during the holiday season.
Especially with me too. Marlene,
Yes.
gani na siya gayang gabi siguro puma. I'll be by myself here too through the holidays and right here. And what I'm getting at too, Gainin, is I want to thank you for that idea you said about writing Christmas cards. I
Uh-huh.
recently read online somewhere that that is the number one most genuine way of connecting with someone. And you know why? I'll tell you why. And I wrote it, I quoted it just for us.
Uh-huh.
It's a hint at the private life of the sender. A Christmas
Oh yeah.
card does so much. So thank
Yes.
you, Ache. You were right on the money when you said make a Christmas card for your elder.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Too like we used to get a lot of Christmas cards here at my mom and dad's. Everybody would send Christmas cards, and there was just something special about it. I don't know what, but sometimes they'd send a family picture, but you read it, it's a handwritten message, and you know that those people are thinking about you, right? Like emails are nice and Facebook greetings are nice, but there's just something special about a good old fashioned handwritten message, and that's why we need to remember for those ones who are alone, if it's dropping off a little a little dainty tray, or some wild meat, something, just to let them know they're not alone. They might physically be alone, but they're in people's thoughts and in their hearts, and those are the kind of things we need to remember. So hopefully somebody drops you off some goodies.
Oh, as long as it's not a little card that says, "Can you lend me 20? I'll pay you back
Yeah.
later. By the way, Merry Christmas."
Yeah.
All joking aside, though,
Laughter is
apitya,
good. Laughter is good though,
nag,
right? Yeah.
could you ask the powers that be, ask the government, can we provide more programming through the Christmas holiday? Ask for Coyote. Say,
Yes.
Coyote is going to be in his den by himself. Taga, hey, let's help him.
Hmm. Well, you know what? If you're available, I'm gonna be at home. Like I said, I don't have a lot going on. We could sit here and entertain our friends, our relatives in the nations.
Janish, kaya, you know, right now we're on the 14th, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's this week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Me,
Mm-hmm.
mana. I would like to go all the way up to that Thursday, and everyone's gonna want to know. Well, what are we doing on Christmas Day? This is a we could make a first in history by
Mm-hmm.
broadcasting on Christmas Day. I don't know what the protocol is around that, but as I was listening to Mr. Alan Sutherland this morning, when he's talking about how a healer used, he innovated, he used a Bic lighter to light his smudge instead of stick matches.
Uh-huh.
And he says, we adapt. We're the first. We are the people that adapt to change. Like we are the first to adapt to everything. And he's right.
Yeah.
The only golden rule I've ever heard when I was apprenticing, and I'm still apprenticing, is this: the story has to stay the same. It can't change. Other
Mm-hmm.
things can change, but the story has to remain pure and unchanged.
Yeah.
Like whatever you use, if you use matches and then you start to use lighter, that's okay as long as the story is still the same.
Yes.
Uh, Mia, we could
The,
and
the
my
roots, eh? Yeah.
the roots have to stay the same. So one more time, I'm asking for permission to broadcast right up until the 24th of December
Okay.
and
Well,
have a discussion about Christmas Day. If I can share whatever I have ordered, or if I decide to cook, I mean, I'll be by myself.
cooking with the coyote? No.
Cooking with Gumitsibejik, I'll just be by myself. Aw. But you know what I notice people are doing, Marlene, and I don't know if you've heard of this already. Chief Norman Bone, Kisiko, and in that interview we had in the government house,
Uh-huh.
he was Chief Bone was saying how Their community organized a hot dog evening where everyone was given supplies. They're given hot dogs and buns and ketchup and all the condiments.
Oh, and they had their own, like they for the families to have their own wiener roasts and hot chocolate.
Yeah, and then come on to the and then open their cameras and then show like it's okay to watch other people eating, providing we know what it's for. Like the cause is we all wanted
Mm-hmm.
to we want to sit around a table together and eat together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's when you mentioned change, we're adapting. That's no one ever thought it was going to be like this year, right? Like
No,
normally you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't go on your phone to people post pictures of their meals, sure, but you don't go on there and have your. But with times being different this year, I know families they'll go on their devices and they'll open gifts and probably even share some of their meal together. It's how we have to adapt, right? If we want to be together.
que get go.
Yeah, but that's a good idea, and that community, that nation, that's a really good thing they done there, and I'm seeing so many different things done differently in nations. I shared something yesterday. Scounin, Councillor Jimmy Chartrand shared some photos of some of the houses like being decorated. People are going all out this year
Yeah,
to try and entertain their neighbors. It's because we got to stay in our nations. We're not to go out traveling and seeing different things. I know some families take a holiday over the 2 weeks there, but so I think that's awesome. That and even out here in Ebenflow First Nation, they had a parade yesterday. Horses and different families made floats, and you just got to be creative and share what you have. Those whether it's gifts, whether it's talent. Um, I just saw that picture Jimmy Chartrand showed, and it really goes to show you really care about your nation, about your relatives, your friends. You go all out and decorate your house like that. It gives the kids and the elders something to admire, right?
and on that note, when I was traveling, and there's that highway there between Highway 1 and Carberry. You know that area there, the
Yeah.
turn off to the casino that way? Well, you go
Hmm.
north towards, you end up at Nipua there. It's about a 40-minute drive from the Trans Canada to Nipua. Mima in Bakean. That's where I drive through when I'm coming from the city.
Oh yeah.
And as I was driving there in the middle of the night, at around 9 o'clock at night, I was wondering what's all those bright lights. I'd never known anything to be bright in these fields coming up. Yeah, maybe it's on and I'm getting closer, and you can see Christmas lights.
Oh
And
yeah.
there's only two houses in those two big, large industrial fields. Those are agricultural fields,
Oh
big
yeah.
farm operations. I seen Abian to my right first day, and I seen this house just lit right up like I don't like so many Christmas
Hmm.
lights. And then I looked across the highway, and guess what? The neighbor was just right into it too. So
Oh
between the
yeah.
two of them, they got about 10, maybe 20,000 light bulbs, 30,000. I would even go to venture. It's just a big, gigantic, just two castles lit up.
Oh yeah. Well, you need to go to SKO because they probably have 200,000. I'll send you those pictures.
Marlene, Maji Duck.
No, it looks really nice, and kudos to anyone who's able to do that because I guess
It's a
it's a
lot of
form of
work.
entertainment for us right now.
It's a lot of work, Marlene. And you've
Hmm.
done such an awesome job on your tree, and all the ladies too that helped out there. Hamsa. Okay.
Amigurch.
Anything else you want to share tonight?
Well, you know what? I have some other stuff, but we'll save that for another time. I don't want to take up too much of the bandwidth. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But you know what? No, next time I'm on, I have some just some tips I want to share with with the members in our nations as to how to help cope with, with mental health. Different, there's a lot that affects mental health during the holidays, especially this year when you can't see your relatives. Sometimes finances and sometimes grieving, and it comes, you're missing your ones who have gone ahead. And so we'll save that for next week. But I really enjoyed having a turn here today.
And me, yeah, Anish, we're a team. We're an online team, all of us. Like Alan
Yes.
was here, Ray was here, Bo was here, Karen was here.
Yes, and we have lots lined up for this week, so it'll be a good week. We have lots to share, some contests, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Aham, sa tash ni jo na pa jigi chimi wech ki big agi ki don no magaging no man no gum.
All right, you stay safe, and we'll talk again soon.
Aham sa mi wech Marlene.
Um, okay, miigwech.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone. So you feeling any better? No better.
Oh wow, SI, that was a wonderful, wonderful reconnecting of the spirit and with the team. Miss Marlene Davis, our communications keeper for the Treaty 2 territory. Pleasure to work right beside you. Once again, Marlene, the honor is mine. Thank you. Oh, Amsa, nito ko nidug, tinayama ka nidug. Minog, ikawaba migu, high five. Ho, manme, minowabiding, high five. Ho, Amsa. See you at 6 for Anishinaabe win with me, Corey the Coyote.